So Final Fantasy XIII, if anyone out there hasn't played it, the stereotype of the game that you've heard is frankly totally accurate.
It's
you play
very
something,
unfortunately true.
Yeah, you play like 20, 30 hours in a very linear fashion. Like they say in a corridor, and that's meant only halfway as a metaphor. Like figuratively you're playing in a corridor because it's very linear and you know, you just play things in order, but also half of your battles are in literal hallways.
Yeah. It's also like I want to say at least 60 to 70% of the entire like quote unquote level design. You can like if you flattened it out, it's just a straight line with like 2 or 3 offshoots with a treasure chest.
Yep. It's super boring.
And then
design.
you turn around and you go back to the main road.
It feels more like a Shining Force game than a Final Fantasy game for the most part. Like it doesn't have the tile-based stuff, but it feels like you're just here is battle number 7, here is battle number 8.
Yeah,
it's all like here is your conquest mode essentially. Yeah. And you play it for a while, and not only that, you can't even gain experience for the first like 3 hours of gameplay.
Yeah,
it's all just learning battle tactics, and you gain 0 experience.
It's very strange.
And then all of a sudden they go, oh yeah, now we'll let you gain experience after hours. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's like, okay, dude. I mean...
And then, so after doing this for like 20, 30 hours...
I forgot that they don't let you level up or do anything.
Yeah. And the story is not interesting. It really isn't. They're trying to recapture some of the magic of 7 while keeping it character-focused like 8. And they didn't do a good job of balancing that at all.
I honestly couldn't tell you any of the story in Final Fantasy XIII. Like, at all.
There's
I have
Lightning
no
and her sister.
I didn't remember she had a sister. I didn't know that.
The Fal'Cie, not to be confused with the Lissie.
Those terms sound vaguely familiar. This is a game that I played.
There's
to
also
completion.
the Cieth, Cieth.
I don't remember that. I don't remember the Cieth.
I don't remember what it does or what it means, but it's a thing.
I remember that Lightning...
There's a guy with an afro who's got a baby chocobo.
Sets.
Yeah,
I think
it's Sets or something along those lines. Yeah.
I remember I remember the characters you play as. Because there's Lightning.
Yep.
Snow.
Lightning and Snow.
Hope.
Yep. Yeah, everyone's a fucking noun in this
Sets.
world.
I think it's Sets.
I think it's Sets or something. It's something very close to that.
Fuck. There's the little girl. I can't remember her name.
No, Saz. S-A-Z-H.
Yeah.
Which looks like it should be Saj. But yeah, Saz, I guess.
Yeah. That's right. And there's a little girl character, and then Fang.
Oh yeah, Fang and Vanille.
Was that the little girl's name? Vanille?
Yep.
Okay.
Fang and Vanille, and they're sisters, I think.
Okay. And I think that's it.
And
those
that
are
might
all your
be,
characters.
Yeah. I think so, yeah. And I've heard the plot of the second and third games. The second one at least has a vaguely interesting plot where it's like this major like time travel fuck up thing. Like someone comes back in time to do stuff and then it shits all over the timeline.
It's basically Flashpoint.
Kinda, yeah. Like all of a sudden you're like deep in the future, but everybody's still alive and everything is super fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more or less a Flashpoint version of of Final Fantasy XIII, I guess. I don't know. It sounded interesting, but I hated 13 so much that I just had no...
Yeah,
I never finished it because, all right, so you play for 20, 30 hours, and then all of a sudden you get to... So there's 2 worlds, essentially, in the game. That's the other thing. It tries really hard to be Final Fantasy VI with the... there's the world of light and the world of ruin or whatever, or world of magic, world of ruin.
Something, whatever. By
being, here's Cocoon, where the first half of the game takes place, and whatever the Earth was called, like the regular Earth. I don't remember what the hell it's called.
Earth?
Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
Like, I don't know, who cares?
But so you come down, so all of a sudden you get to like essentially the end of the second act, and then you end up on the Earth, where it's not like you're banished exactly, but you're trapped there, so you're trying to find a way back. And all of a sudden the game...
you are kind of exiled or like
there's something
cast down.
You can't go back the way you came, basically.
Yeah.
So now you're trapped on the Earth, and it's an open world game all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like it's open world to the point of like, the end of like Final Fantasy VII or 8 or 10 or something.
Or you can go anywhere and do anything.
Yeah, and it's like, but you just gave me an entirely new world. This is a little much. And also, by the way, every single enemy on the map will kill you. Like, even the lowest enemy you can find will kill you if you're not, like, really on point.
Yeah. Although I also think, like, if I remember correctly, like, it's super hard at first, but then you start getting tons of levels and stuff.
Yeah, they level you up. It's essentially like starting the game over at level 1.
Yeah. It's bizarre how they do it. And I beat it. I know I beat the game.
I didn't, because after spending about a bajillion hours in the same overworld chunk with no story, there's no plot progression when you're on the overworld.
Weird floppy tongue thing.
I don't know. When you're on the overworld area, there is no plot progression. So you spent 20, 30 hours of mostly plot progression, and now you're doing an area where there's none for like just as long of the game as the section you've already played.
I cared so little about the plot in that game while playing it, like I didn't find it interesting at all.
Yeah.
That I finally got to a point where I was like, all right, I like the mechanics of this because it's open world and I get to do what I want, and I don't care about the plot anyway, so I'm actually enjoying it now.
So after all of this, there's like this magic door you can walk through, which will let you go to the end game area, which is like this weird outside of space and time warpy thing.
I don't remember it.
It was super weird.
I don't remember it.
It was super fucking weird. And like, so you do all that, and it's like, oh, okay, you can go to the final area, you can go back to the Earth, or you can go back, or you can go to the final area, and in order to get to that, you have to beat like 4 super bosses out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And the fourth and final one is this like ninja swordman guy who every turn like doubles his strength. So if you don't kill him in like 4 turns, he will just flatten you. And I just got and again, just like in the overworld, all of a sudden these super bosses just like the level, the difficulty spike just jumps up so hard, and I was just like, I don't feel like going back and grinding even more than I already have.
Yeah, I think I spent a ton of time in the like open world section that by the time I was like, well, I guess I'm ready to go do the end of the game, I was like pretty powerful.
I guess so, yeah. Must have been, because like
I actually enjoyed that part.
I usually have a lot of patience for grinding, and I was just like zero interest at that point. The game had done nothing to draw me in. So I'm just like, there's nothing keeping me here. There's nothing that's interesting me about this. There we go. There's nothing that interests me enough for me to want to go back and grind more. Yeah. So I just gave up on it at that point. It sounds like
I mostly beat the game out of spite.
That's kind of where I was at with it. I'm like, I just want to fucking beat I got one thing and then the final boss, and then I'm done, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Which says a lot for me.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Because I have a lot of patience for tedious shit in games. But like, goddamn, I
100% honestly could not tell you a single thing that happened in the plot of that game.
Oh, fucking hell. I remember that...
Except for fucking Snow. There's one part I can remember where Snow is like in a house, like someone's home.
Oh, weird.
And he's like, Hope's dad is there or something. That's literally the most I can tell you about the plot of Final Fantasy XIII.
Well, on top of it, too, is the 13 days, because they had to make 13 an arc number for this for whatever reason, so you keep getting pieces.
That's just like a callback to Final Fantasy VII.
I think so. That's what it felt like, honestly. But it was basically...
Like, hey, remember when we did this?
Yeah, it was a bunch of backstory that meant fucking nothing. And it was all the 13 days that came before the game actually begins. And it's like, okay. I don't care, though, and you're wasting so much of my time on this. This thing is close to dead. I should be able to kill it in this form.
If someone actually knows the plot of Final Fantasy XIII and wants to give me a brief summary in the comments below, please do, because I would like to get an idea of what I can't fucking remember.
All right. Can you please open these fucking doors, for the love of God?
To be fair, I don't remember much about Final Fantasy VIII either, but I at least remember, like, okay, you start in a school and you're a student, and there's a headmaster, and his name is Sid. And then I think you're under attack, and then it's like, oh shit,
there's some weird alien in the basement. I remember that.
Yeah, but then you're like, oh, the whole school can lift up and fly around, and then you do that, and then
Balam Garden.
Yeah,
remember that.
Yeah, because you're all seeds of a garden, and then like I think you travel to other schools to try to piece together why you're under attack for a while.
Yep.
Because I know you go to another school, and that's where you find quinoa. I think she's grain.
Quinoa? Quinoa.
Quinoa.
It looks like quinoa.
Yeah. The super hot teacher.
Yes.
And then like she joins your team, and then you're trying to figure
Despite
it out.
the fact that she looks like your age.
Yeah. But that's like Japanese stuff. Which is like what they do.
Everyone is the same age in Japan.
Yeah. Until you turn 30, and then you're old.
Yeah.
So.
Well, first you turn 30, and then you are old enough that the jokes become, I'm so old. And then you become 40, and then you're actually legit old.
I guess, I guess that's true.
Apparently, if you're single and 30 in Japan, you're just a spinster.
A spinster?
Spinster.
What does that mean?
A spinster is a I guess, probably derogatory-ish term for a, like, it's essentially, the idea is, what it means is like an old woman who just sits there, and I think the spinster comes from like, someone who's like making a loom or knitting or whatever thing.
Like spins wool or
right.
whatever.
But the joke that gets used for it is that, I'm just an old spinster, like I'm just this old lonely whatever thing who's been, left to whatever, but I don't know, I never really got it, to be honest.
Well, I guess I'm a spinster.
Spinning all these tails and webs of tails.
Yeah, spinning my two tails.
Yeah. Poor Miles Spinster Prower. Miles Tails Spinster.
He's already 30 years old.
Oh, man. Actually, they're getting close. He'll be 30 years old as a character in 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's so weird to think about.
In the first game that he was in, he was already 9 years old.
That's true.
So he's old. So he's over 30.
He's going to be coming up on 40 then.
Yeah.
Because he was born in like 1984-ish, I guess.
Yeah. He's older than me.
There you go. Yeah, see ya.
Yeah, I see ya. See ya.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, my God. The coffee's doing things.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm just like burping all over the place.
Acid coming back up?
I guess so. Can I get a new weapon one of these days, please? All right, just take them all. Take them all. Got a lot of good rare shit, though. That's going to be good. Let's see what we can do in the... Ooh, the screen did a little blippy there. That was funky.
Let's get some of those motherfucking level up.
All right, so next up, we're going to be headed to Skyloft. But before we do... All right, so who... It is mainly Sia for that, so... Start with Sia, and I'll get the other guys if there's other things to get. Nothing for her. All right. So we do have some defense badges for Volga, and that's it. All right. Well, let's do that then. I'll do light element stages, since that seems like the thing you'd want him to defend himself against. Light element. And actually, it's so expensive to do the level up that way. I'm going to save those because I don't think we've done that for Ganondorf yet. And oh, no, I did do it for Ganondorf. Okay. So it was like, I don't want to leave him at fucking level 1 when we come around to his stuff. But either way, I think we're going to come back next time. We're going to go to the Demon Lord in Skyloft. Later.
See you later, friends.
Well, excuse me, princess. Check it out. You got the with the and the with the.
There's ways to get into it, sorta.
You just like it. There are better ways to get into it than, all right, I am going to go and buy, specific cards, or I'm going to go and just buy a whole bunch of booster packs and then build off of that. Do they do? I assume they do some kind of booster pack thing for Magic, or is that not?
I mean, yeah, that's what.
Whoa, Jesus! Hi. Oh, fuck. I'm here.